Is she really in our unit? One of the soldiers whispered, smirking as he nodded toward the woman tightening her gloves in the corner of the training gym. Another laughed under his breath, shaking his head. She doesn't even look like she can carry a rifle, let alone fire one. Lieutenant Aria Vega heard them. She always did, but her face remained blank, emotionless, steady. She didn't glance in their direction, didn't rise to their bait. She'd learned long ago that the loudest men in the room were often the weakest. Aria had been underestimated before, in the academy. In her first posting, that night mission she was never allowed to speak of. She didn't fight back with words. She fought back with a performance, precision, and results. But even that wasn't enough to stop the jokes. In a world that praised noise, her silence only gave them more space to mock her. The gym buzzed with anticipation as the unit prepared for their quarterly combat evaluations. Word had spread that Major Kessler, legendary, ruthless, utterly unforgiving, would be personally observing today's drills. Aria stood at the back of the line, posture perfect, eyes forward. Most of the soldiers around her puffed their chests, rolling their shoulders with exaggerated confidence. They were waiting for their moment to shine, to impress, to dominate. Kessler's entrance silenced the room, decorated in medals, tall, with eyes like steel. He scanned the line like a hawk searching for weakness. "Vega," he barked. "Yup." Up. A few snickers followed her to the ring. "This should be quick," someone muttered. Aria stepped into the center without a word. Her opponent, Corporal Briggs, a towering mass of ego and muscle who'd spent the last week telling anyone who would listen that she didn't belong here. "Try to last at least a minute, sweetheart," he said with a smug grin. Aria's only reply was to raise her fists and wait for the signal. The second it came, she moved, not wildly, not frantically, but with precision honed in places these men would never be sent. She ducked his first swing, stepped inside his stance, and swept his leg with one fluid motion. He hit the mat hard, coughing in shock. The room went silent. Before he could get up, Aria grabbed his wrist and pinned him again. 10 seconds flat. No wasted motion, no mercy. But it wasn't just the wind that stunned the room. It was what happened next. Aria rose and pulled back her sleeve. There, stretched across the inside of her forearm, were 10 thick black tally marks, simple, unadorned, and deeply inked. 5 above the wrist, 5 below. The kind of marks you didn't make lightly, the kind that weren't just decoration. Everyone stared. "Is that?" one of the recruits whispered. Major Kessler stepped forward slowly, eyes locked on the marks. "Those real?" he asked, quieter now. Aria met his gaze. "Yes, sir." He hesitated. "Where'd you earn them?" Her voice didn't change, calm, clear, controlled, classified mission. 2 years ago, Deep Zone Recon, my team was cut off. 10 hostiles, no backup. I made it out. The Major's expression didn't shift, but the tension in the room sharpened. He knew what that meant. A solo extraction. 10 confirmed kills. Witnesses, no debriefs, no medals, just survival. Aria continued. "No one talks about it, but I remember. So I marked them." Her eyes scanned the squad, the same people who had laughed when she walked in. None of them laughed now. Major Kessler gave a slow nod, not of approval but of understanding. He had seen what war does, and he could see what it had done to her. He looked at the others. "Anyone else want to test Vega?" Silence. Not one soldier moved. Aria stepped down from the mat, walked past the rows of stunned faces and returned to her place. Her head was high, her pace is steady. Her message was clear. She didn't need to raise her voice to be heard. Her history spoke loud enough. That night, after most of the base had gone dark, there was a soft knock at her door. She opened it to find Major Kessler standing there, holding a sealed envelope. "We've got an off-book situation," he said. "Classified. Dangerous. I need someone who knows how to vanish." She didn't ask questions. She simply took the envelope. "When do we leave?" she said. He looked her in the eyes. "You leave tonight. And this time, you won't be alone." She nodded once, packed her gear, and disappeared into the night. The next morning her bunk was empty, her locker was locked, but her presence lingered. The same men who had mocked her now spoke of her with a new tone, quiet, uncertain, almost reverent. The girl with the tallies had become something else entirely. A shadow, a force, a reminder, because some warriors don't boast, they endure. Some don't need recognition. They carry their proof in silence, and when the world forgets them, they don't fade. They become legends whispered about by those who never understood them, until it was too late. And so when you see someone who walks softly, speaks little, and carries no medals, look again. The loudest power often comes from the quietest corner. If this story touched you, subscribe the channel and hit that like button and drop your thoughts in the comments below.